Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Fire Force Season 3 episode number 6 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, yes, we had the ongoing battle against Burns, and obviously Arthur came in, so Arthur decided to take in the other guys that were left. But in comes Dragon. This guy is literally a dragon. Actually, at first I thought he was just like, like saying that he's a dragon just because he's as strong as a dragon. But no, he is kind of a dragon, because in the end we kind of get the hint that he might be a doppelganger from the Adola, and he's like one of them. So yeah, and Arthur, even with his delusion power, even with him going against a dragon, his delusion was going full throttle. Still, he wasn't able to do anything to him. So we're in a pinch over there, while we also are in a little bit of trouble because Shinra is fighting against Burns, and Burns has finally reached the third stage, which is like the strongest. So and obviously we have we have what's his name, Obi, like flexing. The bugs weren't able to get into him because his muscle is too damn strong, and he's flexing to keep them out. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Okay. Oh my god. Right. Oh yeah, you get one punch and you're done for. Oh, he's taking out his. Alright. Hmm. Okay, so. Hmm. Beyond prayer's end. Oh, we're gonna see more about the. Who, who's this? Is that Burns? Oh my god. I couldn't recognize him. Like, what? Yep. Yeah. Ah, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, one of the holy. Right. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, and this is the reason why after he saw the evangelist and found that, okay, I'll talk about it later. Yeah, it was one of the, like they explained it in the previous season. People were, hmm. Yep, he saw the evangelist, and that's why he switched in the end after Haumea came and talked to him. Ultimate end of people. What are my prayers? Hmm. Yeah. Serve the end which lies beyond the prayer. Okay. Right. Eh. Okay. Well, yeah, he is not moving from the where he's standing. Oh god, hey, move. That's a unblockable attack. Okay. Okay, did he? Okay, he at least kind of like but moved him a little bit. But yeah, he's just. Oh. Oh, we still. Yeah. He still hasn't moved from where he's standing. That is insane. Even after he's using corner. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's a. He couldn't keep up with the speed. Damn. Okay, well. Oh, oh my god. Double handed smack. Oh boy. Yeah. You know what? I remember in season one, there was a time when he actually. Ooh! Oh my god. Ah! Oh. Oh. Oh, oh my god. What the hell was that? Hey, what's going on? Ah. Like I was saying, there was a section in season one where he went so fast that he actually dismantled in this world, like disappeared. Oh. That's why he's like, yeah, surpass me. It's like, surpass me. Otherwise, you won't be able to go far. Oh, ay, oh no, it's connected to that adult. Yeah. Hmm. Wow. It's just a video game type sound effect. Oh. Oh, it's blue flame. Whoa. Blue flame. Oh my god. Yeah, blue's the hottest flame as far as I know. Yeah. Death's weight. Oh ho. Alright. Four. What? Right. What? Oh, he's still moving. Good God, man. Shinra Banso. Oh! Oh, it's okay. It's breaking. Yeah, it's breaking his. Oh my god, he's still not done. What the hell, man, bro? Oh, he actually became a lion. Great. That is fantastic. Stage 5. I thought there were 3 stages to this. I don't know. I think that's what they mentioned in the previous episode, right? Hmm. Right. The link is just. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay. This like Oh. Whoa. What the hell is going on? What's happening? What? What was that? Oh, I guess it's like a little. Right. Overheating. Is he down? Oh my god, he's still standing. What in the? But I think he cannot. Yeah, it's that's the limit. Hmm. Little more than before. Hmm. 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 Damn. As he said, like we are supposed to be just. Yeah, that's why he was like, you have to, if you want to resist, stop me. What? Who? What the? What the hell? What? What the hell is that? Oh no! This is a god damn it. Ah! Oh no 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 no! This is too much. What the hell? Wait. Someone must have stopped it, right? No 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 wait. Sister. She's that all. She's the new pillar. She blocked it. You saw that, right? It must be. It must be Iris. She did something. She herself doesn't realize that. She's the new pillar, I think. Oh my god. Oh wait. Okay. Now everything will get revealed. Oh god. So this doppelganger is going to take his place now. He's going to turn into Burns. I should have realized he's going to die when they started showing his freaking flashback. Yep, they were waiting for this. They wanted the doppelganger to take control of Burns. Ugh. Yeah, alright. Iris is the pillar, right? I think so. They're going to survive. Whoa, whoa, what the hell? Oh, is it the other companies? Oh no, it's Benny. Yeah. Alright, bro. Okay, now I can understand how they're going to survive. I was thinking like, yeah, like when they were saying that, how is that possible? How will they survive that? When Inca was like, yeah, they're going to survive that. I was like, yeah, how is it possible? Like, if unless until someone comes and saves us, and then Benny Maru's here, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a possibility now. Yeah, Burns is just gone from the ending. What? Like he was there. Okay, bro. Okay, so that was the end of today's episode. Now, right, quite a few things happened today. Now let's talk about the important things first. First and foremost, obviously Burns and Shinra's battle. Burns was, like he said, he was the person who was going to stand against Shinra, and Shinra's like the young, like one of the young ones, the future of this world, the resistance that will stop and that will fight against, them. So he now, I always thought, like, yeah, I kind of understood why he was doing this, because as he said, that he prayed to, in the flashback and throughout today's episode, we saw how he emphasizes on the fact that he wasn't really praying for something. He wasn't praying to get something or expecting something. He was praying because, like, because because of nothing, like, because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to pray even if there's no god on the other side. He still wanted to keep praying, because that is what his duty is, that is what he wants. And like, he has like devoted his life from the very beginning to praying, and that is what he'll continue to keep doing, even if on the other side there's nothing, you know and that is why you can see later on Joker, when Joker in the flashback asked him, like, what are you even doing, like, that, like, the situation, like, we don't have any freedom, we're just puppets of the empire, and you're just continuing to pray, like, even though, like, there's nothing that's is going to, like, come out of it, we're like screwed. And he's like, yeah, like, I'm going to do that because that is what I do. I'll pray. And even, like, it doesn't matter if I'm not expecting anything, like, what matters here is the fact that I'm praying. Like, I've did that from the very beginning, and that I'll continue to do that. While obviously Joker was like completely opposite. As you can see, Joker was more of the type of person who wanted freedom, who wanted to do the correct thing, even if it means going to the shadows. And that's what he did. He chose freedom over duty, I guess you could say. Yeah. While Burns was more of the person who, like, kept doing what he had to do. And obviously at the end, you just cannot say that he was doing it because of duty. As he emphasizes multiple times, he kept praying because that is what he thought was correct, and that is what he himself wanted to do, not just because of duty. you know so in a way, you could say, like, Joker and Burns are like completely opposite to each other in that sense, like two sides of the coin. And that has always been kind of shown throughout Fire Force, how Burns is one side while Joker is the other side. um so yeah. And after, like, getting, like, the vision from Adola, and after Hamia talked to him in, the first episode of this season, and seeing the evangelist, he was like, like, because obviously he thought that, like, even if there was no god, he was going to continue to pray. But when he saw the evangelist and he saw the, like the destroyed, like, landscape in the Adola, he came to the conclusion that yes, god, or the whatever, like he also, he kind of mentioned how in the evangelist he found traces of god, I guess you could say. So the fact that he saw that vision of the destroyed landscape in the Adola when he lost his eye, he was he came to the conclusion that yes, that is what god wants, destruction. So I'm going to do that. And the best way to do that was obviously switch to the White Clad, and that's what he did. So that's why, like, that is what he was doing. Now obviously, does this mean that he thinks that what he's doing is correct? No, not necessarily. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing is not correct, or not, like, it's like an interesting concept here, because he's just doing what he thinks is correct, and he wants to do. He wants to, like, that was like his ideal, his main, like, thing. While he knows that might not necessarily be the correct answer, and there might be other answers to, or other alternatives to what he's doing. But he was steadfast in what he wanted and what he wanted to achieve. That is the main point here. Like, he's not thinking that, oh yeah, I'm correct. He knows that I might be incorrect, or there might be other paths to, to the future, but this is what I've chosen. and he knew that, he accepted that, and he also knew that Shinra will be against him, and like he wanted him to surpass himself. He wanted Shinra to surpass him if, like if he wants to reach the true goal that he wants, that is protecting everyone. you know so as he said, he was more of a, like a gatekeeper, a guardian to the, to wherever Shina is going to go, Shina's trying to go. And he was like that. He's like, if you cannot topple me, down the line you won't be able to do anything. So this is like a preliminary test for you. Like defeat me, and prove to me that, like, even if like the whole world is like, like even if like literally God is against you, you will be able to like fight against the world and God, and then surpass them and move forward, for your own convictions. If you cannot topple me, me who is like one of the, I guess you could say, foundation of what like the white clad want, and what he, as he thinks, like God wants destruction. If you cannot even topple me, how can you go against what's going to come in the future, like, the other, like, like troubles that you'll have to face. And like by the looks of it, the direction that you're going, you might have to fight, or you might have to go against the evangelist himself, you know who is literally on the same realm as God, probably. So, like that was like the thing. So like Burns' situation was very interesting. You cannot really say that he was doing this convinced that what he's doing was correct and everything. He had his doubts. He knew what he was doing was something that he was doing because that's what he believed in. And he also acknowledged that there might be other ways and other alternatives to what he's doing, and he accepted it. He knew that, yeah, like, like this is what I think, this is what I believe in, and I'll stand here not breaking down, and I'm just going to keep going towards what I think is correct. And I know that, yeah, Shina will probably oppose me, and I'm completely okay with it. Like if he's able to defeat me, if he's able to destroy my, like, what I think is correct and what my convictions are, then that's like fair enough. Like he will win then. Like, my, like my, what I think is correct will go down in front of him, and I'm completely fine with it. If he can prove himself, if he can show me that he's better than me, and he has that capability of going against the world and God, and still end up being triumphant, then yeah, sure. So that was basically Burns' whole thing. He was never really the antagonist, you could say, but at the same time, you could say he wasn't really our ally as well. He was like a person who had his own goals and convictions, and he stood, like, like for that. So you could call him like a, you cannot really put him in any side. He was neither in the evangelist side nor in, like, our side. He was like a separate person, fighting for his own ideas, fighting for what he thinks is correct. And and yeah, and he wanted someone to persuade him that, yeah, you're wrong, I'm correct. And that person was obviously Shinra, and that's why he was just waiting for him to fight him. And like I feel like throughout this battle, like Burns could have defeated Shinra anytime he wanted, without giving him time to power up, as we saw. Like, he could have just ended him. So, but he didn't. He wanted to be, like, he wanted to give him a chance to see if he can prove him wrong, and he did it. Um, right. So yeah, that was Burns. Now, obviously, in the previous episode, we saw Hamiya mentioning how Burns is an integral part of this because they're waiting for a doppelganger. I couldn't understand what the hell they were talking about them, but now I understand. Basically, they were waiting for the doppelganger to come and take Burns, you know. And obviously, I'm not really sure exactly what a doppelganger does, but from the name, I guess it's pretty, like, self-explanatory. Doppelgangers are obviously your doppelgangers, basically someone that takes your place. I think the same thing happened with this guy, the dragon guy. Someone, like, one of the infernals from the Adola took his place, and now he's like this dragon kind of thing. Um, and they were also trying to do the same with Burns as well, where this doppelganger will take Burns and will take his place. So I wouldn't be surprised if in one of the future episodes Burns just comes out, even though he's dead. Burns just comes out of nowhere. That won't be Burns. That will be the doppelganger. And I guess that's what Hamiya was planning, I think. I'm not really sure. Um, yeah, so that was like one of her plans that came, that like, she was able to carry out. Um, right. Now, the other most important part of today's episode, a new pillar is born. But they were very vague about it, but I'm pretty sure it's Iris. Because just look at this part. When the dragon is using his breath, and Maki's like literally going to get, you know, evaporated, breath will like literally kill her. There's a brief scene here. Where's that part? Um, yeah, you can see like Iris is praying, and I don't know what the hell happened here, but somehow they were unscathed. So I'm pretty sure Iris herself has no idea that she did something. She was probably just praying like she usually does, for the safety of everyone. And because she's a pillar now, I think somehow that prayer worked. So, like I said, I have no idea what her power is or whatever. And I'm just assuming that it's Iris. But I think my assumption is correct because just like come on, like I think everyone knew like Iris is not like just an ordinary sister. Like in the future, like I'm sure everyone realized like something is going to happen. Maybe she'll unlock some kind of power or something. You know, one of the biggest hints to that is the fact that Amaterasu literally looks like Iris. Why? Like there's no explanation to that. But there must be something, right? Why the hell does Amaterasu look like Iris? Or maybe it's the reverse. Maybe Iris looks like Amaterasu. So like all these unanswered questions, like I knew like down the line, like someday Iris will probably unlock something. I didn't know exactly what, but seeing this episode immediately, I was like, yeah, if there's someone over here who became a pillar, it must be Iris. There's no other candidates here. I don't see anyone else becoming a pillar here. You know. So yeah, they didn't really show it properly, but I feel like they hinted it a lot in today's episode. Next episode will probably reveal that it is Iris. So I'm like 80% sure that it's Iris. Let's wait and see because Hamia said that, oh, like grab the pillar and just get out of here. But then Benimaru came in and stopped. So I love how Inka's like, oh my god, they're going to survive, and Inka's guardian is like, wait, what? How? It's not possible. We have so many people here. Who the hell is going to save them? And yeah, Benimaru comes in. He calls himself some kind of a, I forgot what he called himself. Right. But yeah, something weird. Okay. Now also we got to see Shinra's blue flames, and while all of that was happening, the dollar link again started, and the show started getting, like started getting those things, like Shinra's feelings and everything, and he started kind of remembering the past, and stuff like that. So that was another thing that happened today. Okay. And yeah, I think that was it. That was today's episode. There wasn't anything else. Most of today's episode was obviously them fighting and Burns talking about his convictions, his prayers, like all that stuff. Shinra trying to go against it, and in the end, the whole thing ends with the doppelganger coming in and Burns, like sacrificing himself. I should have realized that he's going to die because they started showing his flashback. This is just such a common thing in animes that, oh, a character gets flashback, oh, they're going to die. So yeah, I should have realized that. Anyways, there you go. And right, and that is it. There wasn't like that was it for today. Let's see. Like I said, I think it is Iris. There's a possibility that it might not. Exact. There's a very low possibility, like 20% possibility that it's not Iris. But I think it is Iris. Like who else would it be? Like come on. Like it's pretty damn obvious at this point. Um. Okay. So there you go. Okay. Wait a minute. Just a second. The section where Hamiya says that a new pillar has been born. This blog part. Charon is like, it's coming, and she's like, yeah, a new pillar has been born. Okay, so yeah, the Adola link gets established, and then the doppelganger comes in and takes out Burns. But there's a section here where they show Iris again. I want to check out that section because again, that'll probably it happened very quickly. So just a minute. Uh, okay, yeah. So you can see they're showing Iris, and we see the dragon. Um, and yeah, and he uses his breath, and okay, no, they don't really show anything here. I guess like the brief section that they showed Iris, like there was that part where Maki was almost getting evaporated and Iris was praying. The brief section they kind of showed Iris praying, which kind of like makes me, which made me realize that yeah, it's probably Iris. And like I said, I just don't see any other candidates here. Like who the hell would be the pillar here? Like everyone has like their own. So yeah, it's definitely Iris. Like come on. Yeah, let's just wait for next episode. I think they'll just reveal it, or maybe not. I don't know. Like now that Benimaru's here, maybe like everyone's like attention will just get diverted by Benimaru, and people will just like kind of yeah. Well, let's wait and see. But yeah, that was today's episode. There's still a lot of mysteries surrounding this whole thing, you know. But yeah, I feel like little by little we'll get more answers because like from the very first season, like there's been so many mysteries. What the hell is the Adola? Like people say it is like a different dimension or something. What are these Adola links? Like what is the point of this? Like like these pillars and so many things that we have no idea about. Also that whole moon thing, that the soul eater moon that comes out when Haumia does that whole collective unconsciousness thing, which is also something that I have no idea what the hell is going on. So there's so many things that doesn't have any answer to it for now, at least. But yeah, I feel like we're probably like reaching the territory where things will get revealed little by little. So let's see. All right, and there you go. That was today's episode. That was my overall impression for today's episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Let me see if I missed anything. The very first scene, we see Obi flexing, as always, keeping the bugs out, while Shinra fighting Burns. And I'm not going to talk about the battle fights because the fights were amazing. Like there was this fighting, like it was really well done. But main thing here is that while they were fighting, they started showing Burns's flashback. At first, I couldn't even recognize him. I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And then I saw his hair, and I'm like, "Oh, this is Burns." As a kid, and you can see like how people praised him to be like someone who just is like completely like unscathed by anything, keeps praying. His prayer has like a lot of power to it. And they named him, the baptismal name was Leonard, the lion who dispels evil. And this continued, kept praying even when Joker was like, you saw the Adola, like one of your eyes is gone, we saw what happened, why are you still praying? There's literally nothing to gain from it. And you, like that, have you gone blind in your other eye as well? Like, are you not seeing what's going on? At which Burns is like, it doesn't matter, this is what I do, this is what I want to do, this is my convictions, so I will stand, like stand with it. I'm not going to let that go away. I've always prayed throughout my life. I'll keep praying even if on the other side there's no God. But obviously all the questions that Joker asked is like, who are you praying it to? What, all these things, it started kind of circulating in his head. You can see like he started questioning himself, like, who am I praying for if there's no God? Here we go. If God is not there, where do our prayers go? But then in the end he says like, it doesn't matter, I am going to pray. It doesn't matter if there is no God, if we don't know where our prayer is going, it doesn't matter, I will keep praying. Like the why do I pray, who do I pray to? All these questions Yeah, it doesn't matter. Here we go. For what and to what purpose? Um, no, my prayers have wanted for nothing. Yeah, pure innocent praying. Praying itself was the objective. And you know what? This is like the main thing. Like, you know, like praying is actually supposed to be that. You know, where it is just a prayer. It's not, you're not expecting something from someone. It's just innocent prayer. Praying itself is the objective. That is, you know, like that is like how a true prayer should be. But you know, most of the time when we pray to God, we always ask God for something and everything. You know, like most of the time. But this is what a true prayer should be, where it is just innocent, pure innocent prayer. Praying itself is the objective. You don't expect anything. You don't think about where your prayer is going. Praying is the objective, and you just pray. You know, so Burns was basically that person. You know, and he realized what true essence of praying is. In the end, like you know, after, and then he explains how he, after he saw the Adola, and after like in the whole section with Haumea, he now believes that, you know, like God wants destruction, and he's going to let, you know, the, like let the world go in that direction. Like I said, is a very interesting character. Like he has his own convictions, but at the same time, you could say he was neither in the evangelist side nor in our side. He was like a separate person, just standing for his convictions, ready to stop anyone who would try to go against him, and he would give the other person ample opportunity to prove him wrong. And if they're able to, then he'll accept it, which was basically what he did to Shinra. He was like, "Yeah, prove me wrong. Prove me that you can go against me and triumph against me, because that'll prove that if in the down the line you have to fight against, literally against the world or God himself, you know, yeah, you will be able to do it. You know, you won't back down. You know, show your conviction." And you know, it's basically a battle of ideals, a battle of convictions. You know, so yeah. Either way, that was that. Okay, now then the battle continues. You can see Joker just takes out a cigarette and starts smoking. Because you know he knows like Shina should be the one to complete this, you know. And like Joker has always said that it's not the dark hero who's going to, you know, change the world. It's the hero, and he's supposed to be the dark hero. He's supposed to be the one supporting. You know, he has nothing to do here. So he started smoking. There was a section later on, you can see that he actually gets a little bit concerned where Bond starts punching him. He actually takes off his car and then he's like, "Oh wait, no, okay, it's fine." Right. Anyways, and this continues. The battle continues, you know, like for a while, and then Shinra starts using, you know, the blue flame starts coming out. This is the part where the Dola link gets connected again, and Sho starts getting the feelings, you know, and he's like, "Oh, is that my brother's memories?" You know, like, yeah. So that, and yeah, then we have the blue flame. Shinra starts fighting, uh, Burns. He topples him, but then he comes back again with version 5 of his power. I forgot what the name, something Nova, and he's literally like a lion now, and he's like pushing him back, but Shinra still keeps going, and you know, in the end, he was able to break the, you know, break his thing. I don't know what the hell this little like thing was. This red thing that has like, that looks like a devil. Like it has like ears and stuff. It comes out. I don't know what the hell that was. Was that like just like a little bit of a, like a discharge of the flame or something? I don't know what that was, but it kind of pops out, and I guess it was like more of like a thing that showed that, you know, like Shinra. I don't know. Anyways, I don't think it's that important, right? Yeah, it kind of like came out and just disappeared, like dispersed into the air. Yeah, I guess that was like just a way of them showing like how strong Shinra's attack was. Um, that it created something like that. Anyways, then after that you can see Shinra sweating. He wasn't sweating up until now because he was so hot that the sweat was getting evaporated. But now Burns is down. He was still standing though, but then he falls down, and he's like his eye patch burns away. You can see his eye, the what is linked with the Adola. And this is where he says like, okay, you proved yourself, like you win. And while all of this is happening, yeah, the doppelganger comes in, starts taking in Burns. Haumea was like, yeah, it's coming. And then at the same time, a new pillar is also born. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's Iris, because you can see when the dragon starts shooting their breath, and Maki was trying to protect everyone, she was like, yeah, I'm not going to survive this. But then you can see a brief moment where Iris prays. They kind of show her praying, and somehow everything is okay. So, you know what? I feel like Iris, I don't know what it is, but if Iris is supposed to be the pillar, her power will probably be something obviously related to praying, but at the same time, I think it is probably going to be something broken, like rewriting like the whatever is happening or something like that. Because otherwise, how else will you explain this scene? The dragon definitely used his breath. Maki definitely felt she was going to die, but then nothing happened. So it must be something like that. I feel like her power, if you have watched Black Clover, you'll know, I feel like her Iris's power will be something related to Vanessa, with the cat, where she literally rewrites, like when something happens in a way like that she doesn't want, she can literally rewrite that into that not happening, and like something like that. So Isis power might be something like that, because otherwise I don't know. I don't have any other explanation for this scene, because they definitely were going to die, but somehow that prayer probably saved them. But anyways, let's wait for the next episode, because you can see Haumea comes in and she's like, "Oh, get the pillar, and that's all we want. Destroy everyone else." And we also see Burns being taken by the doppelganger. But now that the situation is pretty damn bad, they're like, "Yeah, we won't be able to survive this." Inca's like, oh wow, they're going to survive. They're like, wait, what? Her guardian is like, what are you talking about? How the hell are they surviving this? And well, Benimaru comes in, and there you go. Yeah, at this point, I feel like they should just pack and go back home, because Inca literally said they're going to survive. I'm pretty sure that's literally what's going to happen. So, if the White Clad are smart, they should probably minimize their losses and be like, alright, we're done. Pack your bags and let's go home. we'll try again later. Right. But anyways, let's see. Let's see next episode what happens, and where this proceeds. But yeah, there you go. I don't know what exactly is going to happen to Burns. Like they didn't really show him dying. They showed the doppelganger taking him inside the Adola. Now, very low percentage of chance, but maybe he will survive. I'm just hoping, because like I said, this is an anime. You shouldn't like jump into conclusions, especially in situations like this. Like if they showed him actually die, they didn't show him die, right? Wait a minute, let me check. Like, okay, run Shinra. Okay, yeah, he says like, pray, my prayer asked for no. But the way they showed that scene was very like, like they showed him like getting. Yeah, okay, you know what, I don't know, I don't think he's alive. Yeah, the doppelganger took him. Like even if in the future, like we see Burns coming back, it'll probably be the doppelganger. But you know what, like I said, they haven't really shown him, like they very much hinted that that's the end for him, but I don't know. You know what, let's wait and see. Unless and until we see the doppelganger come in Burns's body, I'm not going to like conclude that Burns is dead. So let's just wait. Okay, so that is it. That is my reaction to today's episode. That was a really good episode. A lot of things happened, and yeah. So yeah, that was it. That was episode number 6 of Fire Force season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Fire Force. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.